Okay.
Was it a matter of just hitting shots tonight, and how important was it to sustain that, throughout the full 48 minutes?
Well, I mean, that definitely helps. We reviewed all the threes because we all felt probably like how everybody felt out there. Feels like a discussion of 15 years ago. You're shooting too many threes, and, what are you doing shooting all these threes? They're wide open. We have, very good shooters. So we just went into it with the mentality of if we're going to get those same looks, let's take them and let's make 20 of them. It's not going to turn out that way all the time where it'll make 20, but you want to generate open looks, and those were really good looks. Offensively, the ball was really moving. It was a lot of fun for the guys. It was fun for the fans. They could feel the energy of the ball moving, guys trying to set up each other for open shots, one more passes on several possessions. There were some really, beautiful possessions in the first half. But at the end of the day, it was 65-65, and then in the second half, our defense really turned up, and I think that ended up, being the difference. Whoever we mentioned at halftime, whoever is going to, take control of this thing defensively, would have the best chance to win.
Coach, you always talked about players staying ready, and it seemed like Haywood was that guy tonight. Obviously, he brought that energy. What can you just say?
Really, really happy for him. I've mentioned it many times. Who knows what the right decisions are, with this team. That's just the reality, and I can't claim that I'm making, the right decisions. But basically, everybody's had their opportunities. At some point, we are where we are. So right now, there's kind of a clear mind, in this final stretch. Just give in to the team. Just pour into the team, pour into whatever we have to do to get wins. Whether you're playing or not playing, just pour into the team. Stay ready if you're not in the rotation. Your number will get called. That's happened all year long. Everybody's gotten their opportunity. But now with this stretch run, make an impact. And he certainly did that right away with the offensive rebounds, the hustle plays. You felt his energy, and he earned all those minutes. That's what we say all the time. And I couldn't take him out of the game. And you're happy for him, that he was able to stay ready. He had a really intense, 3-on-3 workout yesterday, and that's just the kind of makeup he has.
I know you said Monday in Atlanta that a certain stubbornness is required. But at the same time, this team's been through a lot the last few weeks. How much did you need just a night like this where a lot of guys can leave here feeling really good that they could?
Yeah, it probably helps. I mean, the cool thing is that it hasn't felt like we've played here in forever. It's set up to have a really fun, March, run here. None of it's guaranteed being at home, obviously. Certainly the way we played it at home earlier in the year, but it could be. It could be a lot of fun. Everybody's been, great. And, you have to, look at things objectively. Sometimes you have to look at it the next day just to see, where we are. And we can't get all these wins, in one night. We can't. But, the work, the intention has been there, including, this morning. It was a great shoot-around that doesn't guarantee anything, but, prepared, and you are happy to see when, it's a night like, tonight where everybody can really enjoy the experience with the fans.
You kind of mentioned that the defense wasn't great through 2.5 quarters.
No.
Eventually, Davion's pressure, and you went to the zone a little bit, but there was a timeout in the third, and coming out of it, you forced a 24-second violation. What kind of caused the defense to flip as it did?
What caused it, causation, causality, I don't know. I don't. I just know what our path to success is. It felt like we were just, trading baskets, in the first half. It was great offensive basketball. It was a lot of fun, for the fans and the players on both sides. But we weren't really making a stand, and then after that timeout, I think that sparked us. And then, when we shifted and we were able to move into a little bit more of a full court press that kind of, inspired the group, and we made some plays out of that. But it's got to be whatever it is, the scheme or whatever. It's that commitment. No matter what we do, it's always going to be tough. This league requires you to make ridiculously tough efforts over and over and over if you want to make an impact defensively.
Coach, you guys in the second half did a great job of controlling pace. Just on both sides of it, like defensively, like what are the keys between like keeping to a team to like one shot possessions, and then also like turning it into like a quickened offense where you're hitting efficient shots?
Well, there was with like 4 minutes to go, whatever it was in the second quarter, we were up 8, and then we gave up 2 back cuts, 2 offensive rebounds. It's lack of concentration. Right when we had momentum, and we've had these moments this year, and the whole league is about these skirmishes. But that was a skirmish we lost coming out of a timeout, bang, bang, bang. All of a sudden they take a 1-point lead. In the second half, we managed that better. Less of those deflating plays when we're up. And instead of having an 8-point lead turn into a 1-point deficit, we were able to push it to a 15+.
With that said, aside from the shooting, the ability from Andrew and Tyler just get to the line a little bit, just to slow things down. How important has that been? I mean, Tyler developing that rip through, he's continually figuring out. Wiggins has kind of been
we've really emphasized it with with those 3 guys and Bam. Bam being rugged. And I also want to note that Bam was banged up. Coming into this game, and it just shows you how much he wants this, for this group. Put himself out there, and then was a force of nature out there with his physicality and his efforts and his voice, his spirit, all of that. There's probably a lot of guys that would have sat out either for the back or the calf, and he was unquestionably going, and what he felt was a must-win. But we've wanted Wiggs to be more aggressive. It's a different role, not better or worse. It's just what we need. We need him to be a downhill guy. We need him, to put some pressure on the rim and to draw fouls, to control, help us control the game like that. And he's embraced that. And he was a little bit banged up, obviously, with his ankle. And Tyler's just continuing to get better, learning how to make people pay for over-aggressiveness. Like all the really good players know how to do that. And he's gone to study on that, and he's just getting a lot better at it. He's getting the respect now, from the officials, well-deserved, because if you're going to play him that aggressively, you should not be able to in these kind of rules, the way they're set up. And that's helped us quite a bit.
Coach, how refreshing it feels the victory tonight, and what can you take from the next games from now on?
It's one game, I know. That sounds like coach speak, but it really is. We're living in the present moment. I commend the group. After every tough day, we come in, with a great approach, just to focus on the task at hand, and we have to do the same thing. It's Heat Pacers. Set up to be a great Friday night in this arena.
Seemed like Duncan and Tyler just got off cleaner looks in this one versus the last game in Atlanta. Did you notice anything specific there?
I don't know about that. Go back and watch some of those. There's some really good looks. I mean, they were a little bit more assertive, and I think both of them felt a certain way about shooting the way they shot, and we just wanted to come into this game. It's a back-to-back game, same opponent. If we're getting the same looks, F it. Go for it. Light them up. If it's the same looks, the same ones, come on. It can't just be about the result. Are you getting open looks or contested ones? There was a period of time before this trade, Tyler was getting harassed all over the court. There's a little bit more balance now. He's getting some more open looks, and that's because of the balance of the offensive talent we have out there. All right, thank you.